Cancer, I hope you're doing well. This is Isel. I'm here to do your reading for the second half of January 2019. I'm sorry, it's been a super long day, and I'm crossing my fingers now that your reading is nice, at least. You know, every single reading so far has been like, oh my God. Show me energies present for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So, Six of Swords, Cancer. Not bad. Moving away from toxic energy, moving away from mental frustration, realigning with things that work, finding that silver lining, you know, and finding the rainbow. I know, I don't want to be all like fuzzy bubbly, but like that's what I'm feeling with this card, like getting away from a situation that's been pretty topsy-turvy. Show me more for Cancer. Nine of Wands. So defensiveness, frustration, overthinking things sometimes, especially right next to the Six of Swords. But it's also important, Cancer, to remember that like moving away from the situation, it's natural to think about things, you know, and sometimes even like replay them. But I think it's important to also recognize that you have an understanding now where it's like that can actually be in the past and you don't have to live there. You know, you can recognize the pain that it hurt you, but I don't think it's at the degree or level where you need to have this be the only thing on your mind, okay? And hence moving away from mental frustrations and, you know, finding different energy. And also for some reason for you, I have not lit a candle in I don't know how long, but you get a pink candle and you get this lovely deck of cards. I've been using the regular ones for everybody, and for some reason, like with your energy, I just felt pink, whether that be new love, whatever, or it could just be an immense level of healing. Like I felt light, soft pink. And if you've watched my videos at all, like, you know that I'm typically like, you know, kind of gothy or black, like dark clothing, you know, that I feel very pink. I feel very like, I don't know, Welcome Home Roxy Carmichael or something like that. Like, yeah, show me more for Cancer. So the Hangman, Cancer. So this is all about mental energy. It's all about frustration and like being defensive about certain things. Like if you move away from something, if you let something go, you truly have to let it go. Again, you can't like keep resorting back to going there. And it's almost as if like this was enough of a reminder. Now the Hangman is present, and it's almost as if we have to truly look at that, like going back to it. You know, sometimes we can stagnate in energy and we replay it in our minds over and over again, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy. You can't live there. That's what I mean. You can't live there. Like, don't live there in that energy. You have to move yourself away from it, and I feel like that's what's happening with this Hangman here. You're moving into something better. Underneath there, you have Temperance here. This is talking about balance, regaining balance, understanding what we incorporate within life, you know, understanding what also needs to be removed from our lives to actually create levels of balance, you know. I'm very curious to know about what you're moving away from is, but it seems like the lesson here so far is to definitely learn to not, like, go back to the situation over and over again. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be very conscious of not going back to it, because it seems like you have a propensity to go back to it, and it's almost like breaking that habit, breaking that mind frame, that train of thought, you know. Show me more for Capricorn. I'm sorry, Cancer. I just did Capricorn. Show me Cancer. Seven of Wands, Judgment, and the Five of Wands. some heavy energy. But again, a reiteration of, you know, what we want to fight for, what we need to be on board with, and what we need to allow to drop. It's almost as if we are defensive, like extra layers of defensive energy within the situation. If something is coming back around for you, Cancer, if somebody is coming back around and like you need to really adjust your tuning fork as far as like what is going to work and what isn't, you know, it's like you may be very defensive in regard to that type of communication because it's conflicting energy. It's not something that is easily dealt with, you know, it's like kind of in your face energy. And I think aside from this person potentially being in your face again, I think there's almost here where it's like you have to also look at yourself, how you've incorporated this again, and let it go. Like, don't think about it so much. And they seem like harder to do than, like one of them seems harder to do than the other. You have the Ace of Wands here, moving towards the outcome. I'm going to move your beautiful pink candle. I don't know, for some reason, like for real, like I just feel like somebody needs to feel like they're very beautiful, like for real though. It's like a loving, like self-nurturing, loving energy. It just feels good, you know, to like feel that. I don't know, is this a level about healing? Is this a reading about healing and like being present with yourself in ways that may have felt difficult to get to or you didn't know how to before? Show me for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. It's you. It's you. Yeah, Two of Wands. So basically, you know, moving forward very, very energetically in regard to what it is that we want, you know, finding a new breath, finding a new wind, you know, like getting a second wind, which is great, you know, with the page, with the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. It's like moving forward passionately towards something that you want, you know. I feel like this reading is more so about self-healing. I mean, it could be more relationship as well, depending upon your situation, but like, this feels like a level of self-healing, like something, here we have you, Cancer, the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. For this reading, it's like balancing your energies out, recognizing what needs to be dropped, what ways of thinking need to be dropped, and then moving forward and towards something positive, but also something that you're passionate and like engaged in. I think that that's something that's going to be very helpful for you. I do want to mention though here with the Prince of Wands, like be careful about like how you like maintain it, how you stay involved with something, just because like this energy is quick, it's in and out type of energy, but like also it can be disenchanted a little bit, you know, and so you want to be careful about that. Like getting involved in something because you feel excited about it is one thing, but then like choosing to stay with it because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to figure out what you want to stay with, what you want to go towards in your new experience is something maybe that might be a little bit harder to wrap your head around as far as like fully accepting it into your life versus like sabotaging it, like accepting it and then sabotaging it, or like not accepting it at all. I hope this doesn't confuse you. But taking the time to recognize everything that you need from this. This is a very esoteric reading, Cancer, and I'm glad I have the pink candle. Aside from it healing and giving energies of healing and love and romance, it also is a very divine color in regard to connecting with spirit energy. It's a very loving color, so you know, sometimes we will channel in different loving energies, and if I'm supposed to channel an energy that is supposed to give to you, then that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, it just feels like for some reason this energy needs to be closer here. Like, you need to be closer to this energy with yourself. I feel that this is a very self-related reading. It's like you're not getting involved with anybody per se. You're really using your judgment in regard to what it is that you're walking away from, like moving away from. It's not just walking away from it, it's like moving away from like ways of believing and being. All right. I want you to show me the Six of Swords. What's Cancer moving away from? What's Cancer moving away from that they need to? Where are you here? Well, you have the Hangman again. You have the Hangman again. It's from a different deck, actually. I'm going to take it out and put it in the rightful deck. But literally, I believe I just talked about that, like really going within and figuring out what it is that makes you happy here and what it is that really makes you feel excited again about life, and like where you can actually put ease to some of the worry that you've been dealing with. And I don't mean like trivial worry. I mean worry that's like definitely like had you through the heart for a long time. You know, there's a level here where it's like I feel that you really need to reignite your life in a certain way where you've just been too stagnant, and move forward towards something that you feel better about, that makes you feel good, but you're the one that has to figure that out. Show me the Six. What? Shit. The Hangman just literally throwing himself out. Did you see that? I want to rewind that and watch it. He just like threw himself out. But no, there's another card from that other deck. So the Fool. So exactly. When you open yourself up to the awareness of what you need in the future, what you need in your present life, what you've experienced from all these situations and gathered and understood, and it's like you learn from those experiences. You learn from taking time away and like digesting everything. Here, it's a new beginning, it's a new path, it's a new way of thinking, it's a new way of understanding how we think in regard to sometimes stagnating with certain energies, sometimes allowing things to take us over and rule us when, you know, we could do otherwise. But also I'm kind of a big fan of not getting like hard on yourself about life. Like even if it was like the most fucked up, tumultuous like experience that you had been through, like seriously just being okay with that being horrible, because that was literally for your benefit. There was some reason in your life and in your experience that that was for you, and you're the one that has to piece it together. But gigantic things like that just don't happen like without you needing to be present and part of it, you know, for your benefit. You have the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck, Cancer. So in regard to moving forward in your own life, it's like what you get involved with is something that's going to be very emotionally satisfying, something that's going to be leaving you feeling happy, leaving you feeling engaged, leaving you wanting to connect with others, opening yourself up in ways that maybe were secret until now, you know, and like lovingly, outwardly engaging with people, maybe engaging with people where you may have been shy before, and it's like now you want to do that particular thing. Each one of you has something different that you want to incorporate in your lives. I don't know what it is. Show me the Six of Swords. So you have the Page of Pentacles for the Six of Swords. So it's almost as if the back issues don't matter, and I say that like it's almost as if this is moving away from a certain mindset versus like a certain situation. That's what this reading very much feels like to me. It feels like a different mindset altogether, and having to shift from one to the other, you know. But yeah, it's almost as if the Page of Pentacles negates the Six of Swords. It's like it doesn't negate it, it just highlights it more so. by like moving away from it positively. It bolsters this energy. They work in hand. They work in tandem with each other. It's moving away positively, but, you know, with the intent to create something far greater than what you have experienced yet. And it's not a fantasy, it's just you haven't experienced creating it yet. And it's something that you want to do. It's something that it's almost as if you should feel wild about it. You should feel so excited about it. That's the energy that you need to generate here, Cancer. Show me the 9 of Wands for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So you're the 10 of Swords, Cancer, for this 9 of Wands. So again, this type of worry energy that we've very endlessly talked about in the beginning of this video. You know, this is an energy where basically we're stagnating here in worry. We're frustrated. We're defensive about things that are, you know, dead now, dying off. You know, it's like if you've been in a situation in life where you've experienced certain things of great distress on a regular basis, like sometimes we have to shed certain connections to that. It's not that you forget it, it's just something now is moving you towards a different direction and you need to be available for that. And so it's almost like this being attached to your spirit body is too much for your body, or your human experience body to go through, you know. And so it's like it's having to detach and let that go. I hope that makes sense, but it's definitely making peace with different ways of thought and old thought. Show me the 7 of Wands. What is the anxiety over the distress? Okay, very interesting energy, Cancer. The Empress and the High Priestess together. This is incredibly powerful energy. You know, here it's like this is an energy of basically hanging on, fighting, being defensive but ready to fight, being in a very, very deep state of anxiety. And here it's as if we've paid attention to what we need to know about ourselves, what makes us tick, what emotionally satisfies us, what gives us prosperity and abundance and the ability to stand within our own power in our own lives. Okay, so basically what we need to do is really amp the energy of this one up. All right, that's standing in your power, that is being utterly on board with self-care, like, you know, eating your Wheaties, like taking the morning run, running the dog around the block, like doing things that give you life, doing things that feed your soul, doing things that make you competent in life. You're a player in this game of life. Getting involved in things, not staying away, not being secluded or insular. Here we have the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is utilizing your intuition to incredible degrees. And like when you do that, you no longer want to fight. It's almost relieving the anxiety. It's like you surpass the need to experience this energy in this particular way anymore. I'm not saying that energy is never going to be present in your life once you heal from this thing, this movement, but like that energy will still be present. It'll just be present in a different way, maybe less harsh, maybe more harsh. I don't know your situation, but it feels like that energy is being surpassed by the level of attendance you're actually contributing to your life. The Queen of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles beneath her. This is moving towards something very great, you know. A lot of the time it can talk about moving towards family. Sometimes this can be in, you have the mother enter into the scene here, you know. But, and it also could be new birth as well. You know, in certain ways, this almost, yeah, okay. So for some of you, in certain ways, there's going to be connection to pregnancy, newfound pregnancy, that's going to basically lead you into something far greater. And some of you are going to be dealing with that on your own. Some of you will have partners, but some of you will be dealing with that on your own. And I think it's kind of piecing together what you need to have in your life right now to make this something that is better for you. And I think the previous energy that I was talking about in the beginning of this video, in regard to releasing things that we can stagnate on, we can hold energies in ourselves and not allow them to move or breathe again. You know, it's like when we get hurt, we stay within a level of thinking to some degree. Sometimes we stay there entirely and we stagnate. And this energy is talking about moving away from that, but also like recognizing where that may have taken place in our experience and why we need to shed that, you know, because it's getting in the way of what you need to be moving in towards newly. Now it feels like there's this really big like bubble right here next to me. This is how I get information when I read tarot cards. I envision things. Things will show me different things, but it feels like right here is like a bubble, and I can tell it's in my sphere. It's in my energy. It's like your energy is in my energy, and so because of that, I know how important it is for you to address it. That's why I'm like putting so much emphasis on this. This reading is not, it's a love reading, but I mean, it's more for you reading. You know, I might do another video for you in regard to just love and relationships. This is for you though. Yeah, this bubble, and it's pink too, but it's like, it's about to pop. Like it's here, but it needs to be addressed. Yeah. This is about emotional awareness and healing. If you're going to be a mother, you're going to be a damn good one. And that's what the whole point of this is. It's like laying the groundwork, laying the foundation. That's what this is. Show me judgment for Cancer. Show me judgment. What time is it? 22. So you have the 5 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups in regard to judgment. So, okay, thank you. Like, thank you, finally. In regard to the 6 of Swords, like what you're moving away from, here we go. Thank you. You're moving away from a situation that has already occurred. It's in the past, but it's like basically you've pretty much gotten yourself into a new direction. It's like you're the one that pulled yourself out of this. You're the one that balanced your energy out. You're the one that's taking action into the situation and like looking at what you need to let go of and like being real with yourself about it. That's what this is all about. But yeah, you may have somebody coming forth to emotionally, you know, emote a little bit with you to tell you what's up. What's at the bottom of the deck? You have the Ace of Pentacles. So somebody potentially, so here's where it comes to love. Here we go. Somebody potentially wanting to get involved with you again. It could also be too here where you get involved in your own life by releasing these things, and that is the judgment. And the Knight of Cups is going towards something that's emotionally satisfying. Now, that doesn't need to just be with a person. This also, yeah, sure, it can mean somebody giving their cup of love, but also a lot of the time it can be going towards something that you feel emotionally in balance with, something that emotionally draws you. You know, a lot of the time that's, it's very personal, you know, it's very personal. This is a very personal reading. Show me the 5 of Wands, please, for Cancer. What is this conflict? What is this? Ooh, it's like flying out. So, lies. Somebody who lies. Sometimes we can lie to ourselves as well, and you'll need to piece that together, which causes detriment. But in regard to the Ace of Swords, it's looking at somebody who has maybe come back and they want to communicate with you about whatever this situation was, what they left for, or what they left you for. But it's like, I don't know, it feels like this wants to be done. I mean, in conjunction with the 5 of Wands and to have the Ace of Swords in reverse, it's like, that's some energy where it's like we're not learning. If you stayed in that, it's like you're not learning. You're just kind of like fighting with somebody who's not going to be on the level with you anyhow, or like also addressing in yourself where you lie to yourself and like really like being honest about it and cutting it out. That's what I feel with that. Show me the Ace of Wands for Cancer. So Lovers, Cancer, in regard to the Ace of Wands. Gemini energy too, though, with the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck for that. So, yeah, like, and this pink leopard print is not helping. So with the Cancer card, I'm sorry, with the Ace of Wands, this can talk about a lot of sex, actually, especially in regard to the Lovers. You know, some of you, like I said, may be facing motherhood. Some of you may be dealing with a situation where it's like motherhood is down the road, but on the road and on the way to motherhood, you're going to have yourself a damn good time. That's what I truly feel, honestly. And getting straight about that, getting real about that in your life, you know, but also, again, huge lesson in detachment in regard to what it is that you hold on to yourself or hold within yourself. That just like was like right there. Talk about that. The Two of Wands going forward towards a situation that you've chosen, a direction and path that you choose to go down. It's entirely yours, you know. It can be with somebody. It can be with this Lover's card. Your partner, if you have one. Some of you may not. But, you know, also in regard to this, if you don't have somebody, it's like the forward direction and movement of this reading very much indicates meeting somebody that you can be very content with. Yeah, meeting with somebody that you can be very content with. And also, if you have the Hangman here twice again, like Cancer and Pisces is not a bad match at all. I mean, sometimes it can be a little frustrating, but like Cancer and Pisces usually tend to get along pretty well. They're very connected, they're very sweet, they're giving, they're respectful in certain ways. Not everybody, but you know, we all have our shit, but like they can be really, really genuine, real gems, you know. Show me the Two of Wands. Show me the Two of Wands for Cancer. Yeah, man. So the Ten of Pentacles came out with the Queen of Cups over here. I believe it was behind her earlier, but it's like moving towards something that's going to bring you happiness, but like emotional happiness. I feel that emotional happiness is connected to being stable. There's like a connection to stability that actually causes you to become more emotionally satisfied. There's that aspect, but also some of you are going to be moving towards a situation that actually leads to family in the long term, a long-standing family situation, something new with somebody that treats it, that you treat it into existence, and like you live with it, you create a family life. Show me the Prince of Wands. What's the Prince of Wands doing here? You have the Five of Cups in reverse, Cancer, for the Prince of Wands. This is basically getting out of your emotional pain, frustration, lack mindset. It's looking things in the eye and really being conscious about them and moving away from them. It's being observant to a fault, but of yourself, which is actually great in certain ways, except to the fault. Yeah. But anyways, like some of you that are going to be mothers, this situation is preparing you for like an understanding of life and how it needs to be versus how you've been operating. And Page of Swords here in regard to children. You may be giving birth to a air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. That may be in your cards. Otherwise, this is somebody who studies. This is a scholarly energy, student energy of life. They absorb information. They may be a little bit more logical and more in their head than anything. But they fact find and they piece through life what works for them, you know, in regard to this reading. They piece through life what works to them. They recognize in situations where it's like we've been through this type of energy, this emotional drainage energy, and it's like we have to let that kind of stuff go. And so they recognize it has to go and they let it go. Yeah, okay. Let's do a nice pink romance angel for this reading. Show me a romance angel for Cancer. So we have getting to know each other at the bottom of the deck and give your relationship a chance. So, some of you, if this person, you've known this person's back and like you want to do this, some of you it's going to be very positive for, and some of you you need to apply this energy to it, getting to know each other, getting to re-know each other. Also, too, if this is a new relationship, getting involved with somebody where it's like you may feel like you've gotten involved too quickly and you want to pull back. Some of you may be needing to give your relationship a chance in that regard. It just feels like some of you may like, it's like you almost like really like this person a lot and like you jump into it, but then it's like, you know, and you go back primarily also too, because it's like you have to think about how you've experienced relationships thus far. Anyways, Cancer, I hope this reading was helpful for you. I may do another one just for love, but this seems very positive and really nice. So yeah, I hope that this reading was helpful for you. And this just, I don't know, like compared to the other readings, I'm in a completely different energy right now. And thank you for that, because those were rough. Those were super rough. And yeah, I feel like I'm like floating right now. Like I do. I feel like since I even started this video, I feel good. I'm gonna light more pink candles. Yeah, thank you. My name is Isla. I'm on YouTube as the Altruistic Mystic. And if you found this reading helpful, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next 2 weeks for February. All right, take care, Cancer. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.